Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, it is going to be not a too crazy episode, but we're going to give a lot of chat to tournaments, leaderboard rewards. I did have my council meeting last night, and so I'm not going to just give you a bunch of NDA information or anything like that, but I'm feeling pretty good about Illuvium's future, especially over the next 2 months. Very, very exciting times. And I think I will go into that in a bit more detail later in today's episode. But for now, we're going to go through everything like we always do, cut through all the leaks, announcements, everything like that. Then we're going to talk all about tournaments, competitive gameplay, what I think will and won't work for the Illuvium ecosystem. Sorry for the people who are really hating on me right now. We're not really going to go into Leviathan into great detail or anything. That being said, I'm actually more excited for Leviathan than I ever have been, to be completely honest. So I am really looking forward to that. I sent out a tweet today. I played Overworld yesterday and I actually had a pretty good time. I would actually really like to play today, but I'm not going to have the time, unfortunately. Monster Hunter Wilds Beta and all that sort of stuff, and I'm busy tomorrow with the Illuvium Inferno, which is making a grand return. I have a very special surprise for anyone who tunes into that stream as well. I'm really looking forward to it. So, Illuvium Zero, only just today, got a huge patch. And the next arena patch is sure to follow in the next week or so as Illuvium gears up for a massive return to tournaments and leaderboard rewards. There is so much happening in Illuvium right now, and sometimes it doesn't really seem like there is, but I assure you, behind the scenes, there is so much good work going on. It's actually quite a shame that the arena patch hasn't gone live yet. I think they had some issues with some really game breaking or some big crashes and things that would have been implemented with it. And so they held it off to not break the entire game, which is a good call. It's just unfortunate that that happens. And this is a part of game dev, right? It's a big part of that. And so that sucks, but it's good that it's coming still and everything. It just got delayed a bit, but there's even more than that is going to be coming in the future. So I'm really looking forward to it. Let's jump into the announcements first up. I need to change the graphic. Nope, not that one. That one. Okay. So first up, we've got Halloween Spooktacular Emote Bundle, time limited J6. Get ready to spook up your game with our limited time Halloween emote bundle. Head to the cosmetic store and grab these animated emotes before they disappear at midnight on October 31st. Here we go. Now, this is so annoying. Every time I play these freaking videos, I have to delete the sounds from the freaking thing afterwards, or I can't monetize or whatever. It's very annoying, but it is what it is. I'm not going to stop playing them. That's more important than a few dollars or whatever, right? Witch Cooker, Pumpkin Caterpie, and Reaper Ramping. I actually love this Caterpie so much. It's so good. You see with the face and everything. You should see that thing using it in game. I love these, and I hope they keep coming out with more and more emotes because they are so much fun and they're such a great value add to the entire Illuvium ecosystem. How's it going, Quants and Crypto? Quick chat. So it's really simple. Just jump onto the cosmetics store, scroll down. Oh, it's not available anymore. Well, that's really unfortunate. Anyways, when you did buy it, you just got given the thing. You didn't get a disc or an emote disc or whatever that you can hold on to for long term, which I thought was kind of annoying. I would have liked to have that you can hold on to and give to other players later on down the track. But really, it's not a big deal. And I think in the future, I would like to see that, but it's really not I'm not going to die on this fence today. That's for sure. So the next thing is a quick Season 3 update from Kieran. Good morning, Kevin from Melbourne, Australia. We know you're all amped for the launch of Season 3 we had lined up, but make sure we're delivering the best possible experience. We decided to hold off the release for a little bit longer while features and leaderboards and lobbies are already live. They've got some stability kinks to work out. I know from the council meeting last night, the really big thing is we want the game to be stable and functional, okay? We don't want to put out leaderboard rewards in particular, but we don't want to kick off this whole mini marketing push, spend on the rewards and all the rest of it. If a lot of players are having a bug where they go in and the game crashes, right? We want it to be a good experience, or all of that time, effort, announcements and everything, they're all going to be completely wasted. So that is very, very important to the team, which is good to see. I think that's very it's really great to hear that from them, and I hope they get to resolve a lot of the stuff quickly. But I'm really looking forward to when this is all live, because I think it's actually going to be really exciting for the Illuvium community. And we could even bring back a lot of players that used to play Arena in the past. That's for sure. Okay, so the next thing we've got here is from Jay. He says, patch 1.1.4 for Illuvium 0 has been successfully deployed. Please update your client from your platform of choice to start enjoying the latest fixes and improvements. It's been good. I've been liking it. Players will now receive a warning pop up when attempting to claim goals. One of the biggest improves here is there's like a little update visually for like the cycle counts for like for passive generation on converters. But the really big one is this. Passive generation is now collectible even while the converter is active. This makes life so much easier. It makes the game so much better. There's still a few things that I would really like. If anyone from the Illuvium 0 team is watching right now, let me cancel an action from the regular plot, okay? I don't want to go into that stupid activity menu. Like, if I accidentally have a carbon thing harvesting, because half the time when you don't even click the repeat button, it repeats anyways. If I have a carbon thing going, I want to be able to click on that carbon thing and hit cancel right there. And then I don't want to go into activity because I don't know which one is that particular carbon harvester, which is kind of frustrating. But that's the one gripe I have. Everything else, I'm actually really loving it. I don't play too often, but I am really enjoying it. I'm trying to get Scoriox so I get all the blueprints. I've got Fiery, Ox, Singe, and Singed Flare. But just those last two, those stage 3s, bloody hell. Don't understand the new harvest bars. I think I've figured it out, Crypto Quick Chat. Okay. This is going to be hard for me to explain in this format, but like the colors, I think, stop after their cycle. So I think everything generally has 3 cycles, right? And you'll notice that if it did a full thing, you'll have blue that goes around 1/3 of the way, white underneath it that goes around half of the way or whatever, and then there's like a yellow or something that goes a different third of the way. So you can kind of see there's 3 colors, and where they finish is where that cycle ends. But honestly, there were other ways to do it. I'm not sure why they chose this path, but it's still better than it was before. So that is what it is. I'm not really going to gripe on that one, I'm afraid. So the other thing is Illuvium item claims are available now. I have a video coming out in 15 minutes all about this, so I don't need to harp on it too much. Basically, you go into this page. I'll open it up. You can go into this page, claim your items for all the rewards that you've backed up and you've earned over the course of Illuvium. All the sorts of things, like the balancer tokens on the OpenSea and all that. You have all of the different rewards for like Christmas and for playing Ascendant and doing the testnet. There's so many different ones. If we have a really brief look at the blog, you can see right here, you've got Puppet Master Ram Fight. There's all the Balancer ones. You've got the Genesis badges, which are, again, on OpenSea. You got all the Team Liquid ones that we got, the Beyond Wave 1 stretch goals, Beyond Wave 2 stretch goals, GameStop, Illuvium Jacket. I actually love this one. I bought 2 jackets, so I have 2 of each of these. There was some unique social media campaign. I don't even know what this one is. Ascendant Christmas promotion. These ones are really great. There's the squiz with candy canes, which is fucking sick. And yeah, there's so many different things. If we have a quick look at it, you can see all this stuff. It's got one of my wallets connected. This is the one I haven't claimed yet. For some reason, testnet rotor only just appeared. I don't know why that hadn't been claimed before, but it hadn't. But yeah, basically, if you disconnect your wallet, you just connect your normal MetaMask wallet, and you're good to go. Can't wait for the tournament later. Absolutely, caveman. It's 9 p.m. for me, so I'll be going to sleep, waking up at 5:30-ish. Hopefully, the admins can take care of the early check-in. I will be in a little bit later and doing a lot of setup, but I will be there for the last 5 minutes before it starts, basically, in terms of talking to participants. But please, if you can, make sure everyone gets in the one voice chat so I can talk to them all as a group. I want this to go as smoothly as possible. Okay, now we get onto the juicy stuff. Here is a killer leak. Now, if I wasn't doing this show, there is a very real possibility I would have completely missed this. For some reason, I haven't even seen this on Twitter yet. And it is awesome. You guys ready? Let's do it. It's not much, but it tells a really bullish story for Illuvium, honestly. First up, the emote coming out of Mozart, absolutely sick. I love to see them integrated. The character laughing maniacally like an idiot that whole time, absolutely cool. The Alluvials hanging out next to the overworld rangers, absolutely sick. Love that as well. Both rangers showing off emotes. Now, I know that they don't have proper multiplayer servers and stuff set up yet. So a lot of this is kind of like happening through Epic stuff. So although multiplayer, they've got all the systems kind of in there, we still have a few steps to go before we've got a full playable multiplayer thing. But you can see that so many of the systems and things are integrated. They're set up, they're running. Very, very cool. And emotes in the overworld is underrated as hell. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I cannot wait. You can also see this ranger has one of the skins on as well. Very, very cool. Okay, now we get into the other stuff. So, quests. Kieran says he saw another demo yesterday. They are coming. I don't know exactly what this is going to look like, but I think as long as you add a little bit of extra of something for someone to do, right now the overworld's quite aimless. I think it's going to be a big value add. I don't know if it's going to change the game and make it like the best game in the world or anything, but it's definitely something that's necessary, especially if they're even mildly interesting. Like something like evolve an alluvial, maybe not, or maybe like evolve a 1 out of 3 holo chance and get the holo. So you need to try a few times and stuff like that. That could be pretty cool. Or like hunt and find this alluvial and capture it on your first shard. I don't know. There's a lot of different ideas you can kind of have swirling around. Maybe we should start a feedback ideas chat, just like give a ton of ideas for quests. Because although I'm not a big quest fan myself, I just want them to be moderately interesting. I don't want them to be super dull. That's really all I care about. They don't have to be like amazing, the most fun quest in the world. But just anything that isn't the bare minimum, and I'm happy. I would be really excited for that. And I would do them probably on stream too. I think it would be fun. Okay. So the next thing is for, I think Kieran's commenting on things like Leviathan at the moment, but he says that the biggest motivator for people to jump back into the overworld is going to be demand on the market for the alluvials you're capturing. Even if you don't want to sell them because they're precious to you, it's nice to see people wanting them. When Leviathan leaderboards and tournaments launch, there will be increased demand and there will need people going into the overworld to supply them. I actually do think there'll be increased demand from Leviathan. I have no idea how many players are going to be playing Leviathan. I definitely am looking forward to playing it myself. I have quite a few. Well, I actually have a lot of alluvials for Leviathan. I just haven't really leveled them up per se. So I need to do a bit more of that. But I'm looking forward to getting more involved with the whole Leviathan arena side of things for sure. So the next thing is paying devs or whatever. Anyways, the big thing is he said that Kieran is working on the crashes. There is 1 out of 3 scenarios that has been fixed, so only 2 remaining. And he says it shouldn't be long. I have no idea how long it might take. I hope it's quick, but nobody really knows for sure, right? And that is what it is. Okay, so for this Illuvium Beyond, I think this is for Illuvium Beyond. Yes, for the Illuvium Beyond proposal, talking about all the new reward structures, how they all work, and all the other things regarding that. Kieran said his vote didn't go through, but it was an obvious approval from him. There was 4 approvals from the rest of the council. We all really loved it. It blends the best of both worlds from his proposal and Roger's. Big ILV is up for grabs for Wave 3. It's set to be massive. It really is set to be huge. Do not be sleeping on Illuvium Beyond. As soon as I get the chance, I'm going to be making some money calcs and things like that. It's been a while, but it'll be like, if you spend $1,000 in Illuvium Beyond, how much do I think you can expect to win and stuff like that based on the proposal? Because the proposal is quite quite a bit of stats in it. So there's a lot we can work with there. And so I'm really looking forward to making those sorts of calcs. Don't forget to subscribe down below if you want to see that video. Let me know down in the chat right now if you want to see that, because I think it's going to be a really fun video to make. And yeah, and I've got discs to give away too. You guys want some discs? You have to make sure to follow my Twitter. I've got discs to give away. A lot of them too. Okay. Next up, Roger says that these are cool ideas that would be worth for things like holiday alluvials for completing random overworld quests. I would play the crap out of those quests. The cosmetics is what I want the most. I don't care about winning ILV too much. I care about winning those cosmetics. He says, Roger does say that it is very demanding resource-wise. Usually there are so many good ideas, but for now, they have to be picky with which ones we do. Like linked quests and stuff like that. But they do have the other way, do stuff in Beyond and get stuff in the overworld. Obviously, if you complete certain collections in Beyond, you get drone blasts, emotes, and emotes are now going into the overworld, and maybe some other stuff as well, Mozart skins and things like that, quite possibly. So there's even more interconnectedness between all of the games at the moment, and that's only going to improve and grow and get stronger. And it's quite exciting. I'm not gonna lie, I really love the idea of you have this ranger and he's got this cool red Scoriox skin on, but that's the same skin that's in your arena game, and maybe that's the same skin in some sort of kart racer. That's actually really cool. We haven't really seen that to its fullest potential yet, but when we do, that's really exciting. And if you agree with me, I hope you agree with me, because I'm really looking forward to that. And Illuvium's got a long way to go, but it's doing very well, I think. It's getting stuff done. It doesn't seem like it sometimes, but it's getting stuff done. Okay, so we just did that one. Okay, we did that one again. What the hell? All right. So Roger hinted at a cricket alluvial. I know it's not much, but it's honest work. Do you think we'll get a cricket alluvial? I think that sounds really cool. Some of my favorite Pokemon are like bug types and like praying mantis creatures and stuff like that. I always love those sorts of creatures and monsters in different games. So cricket alluvial, if you can make it really cool and really like menacing, I think it'll be absolutely hype. So yes, I hope we get a cricket alluvial. I really, really do. Yes, that would be so much fun. Okay. So next up is Roger says he wants to introduce a leveling system for your album where you do things to get XP and power. By doing so, level up your album. At that point, it would be even more of a game than the overworld is, since it doesn't have leveling yet. But I really like the idea of like either one joint leveling system with two pathways or something from Beyond and the overworld, or two separate leveling systems, and just like there's so much you can do in the Illuvium universe if you want to, which is really cool to me. When you go through the levels, more and more stuff become available you to change, alter, customize different functions, collections, etc. Like even in like Pokemon TCG Pocket, maybe you unlock binders and different card cases and things like that. Could be really, really cool. And we have this whip video of the forest line in Illuvium Beyond. So I think when you like get all three of those Illuvatars, this kind of like shows up or something, or maybe goes from black and white to color and stuff like that. Either way, looks absolutely cool. It might be a cosmetic you can equip onto your profile or something. I don't know, but we don't really know what they're for yet, but they are very cool and I love them. I do. Okay, so next up, Winnie makes a really good post here, and there are actually two community posts here that I want to highlight. The first one's from Winnie here, where if this is how he sees the potential impending change to stats and making them less overpowered. I don't know how to word it, but Kieran in voice call the other day was talking about reducing their effectiveness. Basically, the overall bonus right now is about 100% between level and stats or whatever. It's probably more. It's more if you consider DPS, how resistances work and stuff. It's closer to 150% by my math. Basically, it's big, and he wants to reduce that down to, I don't know what he said in the voice call. I'm going to say 30%. It might have been lower, to a 30% bonus. So this is what this pertains to. And Neil says, Winnie says, imagine I was given a Ferrari to test drive and I really liked the car, paid for it, and then when it was delivered, he got a Mercedes instead. They tell me it's great, but he paid for a Ferrari and he didn't get a Ferrari. So the concern here is that a lot of people were under the assumption this is how Leviathan, alluvials, and stats and things work. And changing that after the fact is impacting all the time in particular and financial investment they've already put into the game regarding all of those systems, which I think is fair criticism and fair to get upset about. Honestly, the big thing here is you still want the game to be good. You still want the game to be fun. I generally agree with Kieran that the current stats are a little bit game breaking, but I could be wrong. I mean, like, I'm not the one collecting these things. I'm not the one playing Leviathan as much as these people. Maybe Leviathan will have a really big player base of people that think this is fun in its current form. At this time, I think reducing it's fine as long as it's not too drastic. But at the same time, I wouldn't have minded to see how it played out a bit first before doing any sweeping changes. But I think these sorts of updates are going to come before season 3. And then if it's too little the advantage, then the council and the team will discuss and hopefully increase it again. Probably not to the same level, but increase it overall. And this will be an ongoing discussion, which I'm looking forward to. And really, that's what the DAO and governance is all about. And I hope you agree with me there. But yes. So Magic says here, what attracts players, sadly, is money. And for a competitive scene, you should have high prizes in order to call the attraction of the players. Call the attraction of Web3. Dead games. I don't remember half of what this is about. But basically, Magic is suggesting that Season 3 should be mostly for Leviathan Gauntlet, 25% for ranked games, and maybe 50-50 of people who don't invest don't complain from the rewards that have been announced. So maybe do a system to track the next month and see how many players invest some of them rewards. Because at the end of the day, if the players are not investing the money to keep wasting, that it is better to have quality than quantity. I totally agree with that. I think that's great. But basically, he thinks that Leviathan should be the big focus of rewards. Now, I agree and I don't agree. And here's my stance on this because I think it's important. I think my personal stance on the council at this time is start off in 50-50. Okay, about half the leaderboard rewards are allocated to ranked and half the leaderboard rewards are allocated to Leviathan. Now, if you have good stat alluvials, getting onto higher in Leviathan will be easier. So really, you're going to be getting more rewards from there naturally anyways. That's worth keeping in mind. But really, this is a data experiment for me. I want, like Magic just said, I want to see what happens. If you do 80% for Leviathan and 20% for Gauntlet, maybe no one joins at all, and then no one converts to Leviathan, and then everybody loses. It sucks. If you do 50-50, you see, okay, we can see how many people are joining, how many people are converting, because really, Gauntlet free-to-play is the top of the funnel. There's no one that's seeing a big reward pool for Leviathan and then saying, oh, I'm going to spend the next 20 hours learning about Illuvium so that I can compete. That's way too much time investment. You have to ease them in financially and in terms of time. And so they both need to be incentivized. But then over time, say 6 months down the road, maybe it's 90% Leviathan. Maybe that's what's working best now. But you need to start it off in some sort of balance so that you engage with a much broader audience. And then you start tweaking it and you look at the data. And really, it needs to be that data-driven approach. Despite what people might believe, Labs has always taken a data-driven approach quite well. It might not be visible to everyone all the time. But really, that's the focus for this as well. So if anyone is giving it thought, I think that's where my stance on it is. You guys might disagree. I totally get that as well. And I think ultimately, I would like to see Leviathan have a pretty big incentive compared to any free-to-play systems. But to begin with, I don't think there's any harm in making it very much an even split or even emphasizing the free-to-play stuff a little bit more, just to get more eyeballs, get more players, and then start changing it up and really talking to the new player base that you've grown through these systems. It's a marketing initiative to begin with. It doesn't have to be, I give people money and they give us back money. It can just be, I give people money to try out the game. If they like the game and they keep playing, that's a success. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be monetary. Eventually, it does have to be monetary, and that's where it starts getting a bit more interesting. So the other thing we've got is a community discussion where Johnny wants to allow unbonding for a fuel cost. This I saw the other day, okay? And I actually thought it was really interesting. So the proposal is simply to allow for unbonding, make it cost fuel to do, ensure there's still a sink for accessories by having some chance of destroying it when it's removed. That's hype. This last item feels pretty safe because it's much more likely you would want to remove low-end accessories rather than high-end accessories. Okay, but maybe there can be a very expensive way to ensure the destruction chance goes to 0. Yeah, I could see that. Different fuel types can be used for different accessories. I don't think you confuse it. I still advocate we should merge the 3 fuels into 1. I'm not going to worry about that. He says $1 to $25 per accessory. Price range would make sense. It was based on tier power. I think that's great. Yep. Make bonding more common. Get many more people involved in the album game. I do think this is important, is getting people involved with bonding their alluvials, making cool alluvatars. I don't know how I feel about unbonding makes the bonding process itself feel a little bit less special. But maybe there's like a really specific maybe you can't unbond anything beyond tier 3 or something. I don't know, but I do like there's a lot of people that are leaving things unbonded, not really participating because this sort of system doesn't exist. And I like the idea of like, if in 2 years' time, new accessories are added to Illuvium, I would feel really kind of bad if unbonding wasn't a feature in any capacity. At the same time, maybe something that's not as bad as this is bonding over the top of things. So if they have a clown nose, you can bond a different accessory on top of the clown nose and burn the clown nose, and that costs fuel or whatever it is. That could be really cool where you're burning your old accessories and that makes them more scarce and stuff as well. And you got to shift up your album. That could be really neat. I think this needs careful balance, but I don't think you should be able to get your accessories back. I don't think that should be the case here. Either you unbond and they burn straight away all the time, every single time. Maybe a high chance of burning is fine. I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of where my head's at. It's got 19 up votes and 9 down votes. A bit more mixed than I expected it to be, but I know a lot of people really like the finality of bonding, and I think it's an important part of the overall Alivium Beyond system. But yeah, very exciting. Okay, so I do, but as the last thing today, I do want to talk about tournaments, leaderboards, all the rest of it. But more importantly, I want to tell you a little something from yesterday's council meeting. Okay. Basically, Kieran, this will be in the meeting minutes when they come out. I don't know when that'll be. Kieran basically came to the council and said that they have a plan for the next 2 or 3 months of Illuvium. What is going to be the focus and the top priority? Now, out of respect for my other council members, I'm not going to tell you exactly what that was or anything like that, but it's got me very excited for Illuvium. What I can say is that the Illuvium Arena has been the focus for a long time, and I think they're going to be doubling down on that effort, generally speaking. But really, they want to get Gauntlet. It's important to get Gauntlet as feature complete as soon as possible. You know, things like I don't know if they'll add a carousel. Things like I don't think we should add a carousel, but things like scouting, spectator mode, range of weapons and stuff, I suppose. All of those sorts of things are going to get added into the Gauntlet a lot faster than people expect, I think. Or at least I really hope they do. I hope there aren't too many delays or anything like that. But the plan is to get them in quickly and get them in well. Polish up the game, fix up all the game-breaking bugs, all the crashes, get things running smoothly and efficiently, and then just have the game be extra good. Like, it's already really fun right now, but it's not quite there. And the priority right now is going to be to getting it there. Very, very awesome stuff. So with that, the one thing that keeps players coming back to a game isn't the game being good is one thing, but let's say you play League of Legends and they didn't introduce a new champion for 8 months. You would get stale at that point and you would not necessarily leave, but you would definitely be playing way, way less. And so Illuvium's commitment to updates and frequent updates is pretty much the major thing it needs. Like, we had thousands and thousands of people playing Ascendant at one point, and in my personal opinion, I think people slowly stopped playing that because of infrequent updates. I mean, you know, I know you guys will agree that the balance was kind of shitty, and that's really a big part of that. But really, it was just infrequent updates. So with this new commitment to getting updates out quickly, making them exciting, new, bold, adding new features, updating Illuvials, fixing up the balance often, that's a really big point for retention. Every single time a new patch comes out, you will see players spike into a game really, really fast. And that's what I think we could see from the Illuvium Arena Gauntlet. And then you start adding in mini bits of marketing and stuff with TFT streamers and things like that. You get a big influx of players. That doesn't matter unless you can hold them there. And this commitment to retention and updates and new features is going to really add to that entire flywheel. And I actually think before the end of, let's say, January, I think we'll have at least 1,000, 2,000 daily active users in the arena. That doesn't seem like much, but that's a queue every 10 seconds at least, which is what matters here, right? And then if you have 1,000 players in regular Gauntlet Arena, you've definitely got enough lobbies and things happening for Leviathan, given people are enjoying it. And so that's really cool as well. So this will then pump up tournaments and things like that, which will also bring in players. But again, it all comes back to that flywheel of retention and getting in those updates, getting everything, keeping things exciting, keeping things fresh. And I think that's really cool. So I'm looking forward to tournaments. I have the Illuvium Inferno happening in, what is it, at 9 hours from now? 8.5 hours from now. I'm going to get to bed soon. The Illuvium Inferno is going to be great. It's back. Lots of tournaments happening. The Tempest Guild had a tournament that I didn't even know about. Phantom's hosting one next week. There's that. I keep forgetting the name of it. The Dreamer esports tournaments that have been running every week. So if you want to get involved in them, that's great too. Scrubs has almost finished the tournament platform on Illuvadata. There's calm before the storm, guys. Calm before the storm. And with that, the download is